Question 258. Do you believe plagiarism is getting worse in education/academia?
What's that?
Do you ever listen?
Well, funny enough, I'm doing
it cut off the middle of the operative word.
Fair enough.
Funnily enough, I've got a video coming out later today. It's called "Do You Believe Plagiarism Is Getting Bad in Academia?" Just saying.
Strange enough, I've got a video like that planned as well.
Yeah.
So, do you know what the question is, Badger? From context. Yeah. Yes? No?
Are you still waiting for me?
Yes.
Oh, I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I thought plagiarism in academia had largely subsided after I got out of school.
Are you saying the two are related?
Causation does not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got worse. There's just more students now, and it's easier to get hold of information.
Well, this is the point. It's availability. It's availability of other people's work, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, that the internet has just made it so much easier for people to find papers that they assume whoever's grading them won't have read.
There's entire systems now that are meant to be set up to detect plagiarism. And the worst thing is that especially in specialist fields, they're failing in the opposite way. They are detecting plagiarism when it doesn't exist. Because when you're talking about very narrow fields, it's very hard to talk about it without using the same language, without repeating the same things.
Yeah. And in academia, well, it's not plagiarism, but you quote other people all the time. You use other reference materials, so...
Well, you know the old saying, you steal from one person, it's plagiarism, and you steal from many people, it's research.
Yep.
See, I was nearly done for plagiarism in college.
Were you?
Yeah. See, what I did was, because I'm like fucking dyslexic and my short-term memory is terrible, rather than trying to flip between a page I was doing research on and the thing I was trying to write, I would just copy and paste that page into my document, so that I wouldn't have to keep flipping between, because I'd forget what I'd read in the process of flipping between the windows. You see, what I then did was I forgot to delete the bit I'd copied and pasted in.
Intentionally? Forgot.
I handed in the assignment with like half a Wikipedia page with hyperlinks and all.
That's clever.
Well done, Badger. We're proud of you for that one.
I almost got done for plagiarising my own work.
Is that actually possible?
Oh, it's possible to get done for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's technically possible to plagiarise your own work. I mean, I suppose from a legal perspective, I'm assuming it is, but that mostly comes down to copyright and things like that. Right.
I guess if you were paid for that work by somebody else, so technically they owned it, you could be plagiarising.
There's definitely, that's happened in the software industry quite a few times.
Kind of.
Right.
Lost the street. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't honestly know I haven't answered to this question, so I don't really know one way or the other. So
this was more about whether you feel it does, rather than specifics. I've read.
Due to neoprene.
Say that again.
Just a neoprene.
No, missed the first word again.
Do you
think
Pritt stick will stick to neoprene?
Not for very long. I need neoprene glue. I've got some of that.
You're welcome.
Oh, you asked me about freaking glues. You have totally lost there, Badger.
Well, I knew when he was talking about neoprene that he wasn't answering the question, unless he was talking about the people that plagiarised it.
E6000 might work on it.
My answer to the question is as follows. Plagiarism only matters if you care more about the author than the content.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years. Thanks, Badger.
I don't really give a shit who wrote something as long as it's accurate.
No, well, yes, I completely concur with that. Apart from the education system is meant to be ensuring that you understand. Ensuring is definitely the wrong word there. You're meant to be demonstrating that you understand something. And that's the problem as to how we... I think there are massive problems in the education system, like I think there are massive problems in everywhere in society. But I've got a box and I'll stand on it.
Actually, at least the American education system has very little to do with showing you understand anything. They just want you to be able to regurgitate it on the test.
Well, no, this is my point. My point is that we have not established a good way. Well, no, actually we have. I'm completely lying here. We have established the perfect way.
A question mark on his head.
No. We've established the perfect way to test someone to determine whether or not they understand a subject. We established it several hundred years ago. Okay, that is someone that is more of an expert in a field questions that person for half a day. Unfortunately, it's a tad time consuming. So we offset these things to tests, and then we're reliant on the test. We do not have a good way to ascertain whether or not people have understood something on a mass scale.
Yep.
When it comes to writing something that about something you do understand, and I don't see any problem with copying. I think that someone has said something a million times better than I ever will. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.